Hello, welcome. This is Nico20, the developer of Electrum, and I'm going to give a short tutorial on the basic operation. So Electrum is a programmable drum machine. The way it works is you have 8 sounds. There's actually 16 sounds. You swipe, take that and swipe. You can get to the next 8. And the way it works is each pad contains a sound, and right now I'm on the default 909 kit, and you have these slots below to program when a sound occurs in time. So this is how it works. You go into your BPM settings, you can set how fast you want your beat, and your resolution. The resolution is by default 16, and what this means is we have 16 slots, and 1/16th resolution means each slot is a 16th note. So that means every 4 slots is a quarter note. So if you wanted to do a 4 on the floor, the way BPM is beats per minute means quarter beats, quarter notes per minute. So a 4 on the floor would be a quarter notes, 4 quarter notes. So you'd put every 4th note, and that's your basic 4 on the floor. And you can add your snare. So what you do is you select your snare, and now you can see it's empty. You put that down. You got your basic techno style beat. Now if you want a different sound on your pads, you can actually load sounds from your SD card. To do that, you long press on a pad, so press it and hold down, and you get this drum setting dialog. In here you can see the waveform of the drum. You can do different things like copy and paste it, add effects, adjust the volume. This buttons here allow you to switch to the different pads more quickly than having to go back out and long press a pad again. You can change the pitch of your sound. So let's load a different sound in here. We'll push load and we can actually browse our SD card. And here I have some samples on my card, some snares right here. And you select it and it will actually play in the beat as it's going. So you can hear what it's going to sound like. Live audition, basically. Alright. So you can see it's live here. So that's how this basically works, and this is a pattern, all of these notes put together. So if you want to program a different pattern, you can use these up-down buttons, push up to go to pattern number 2. Now it's empty. Maybe we want to start off with something, so we go back to pattern 1, and there's a shortcut here. You can press the menu key to get the menu, or you can press up here where the BPM is, and you'll get the menu as well. So you can do copy pattern, go to the next pattern, press this again, and say paste. So now you have the same pattern on pattern number 2, but you can change it up. Alright? So now while it's playing, you can actually switch patterns if you want. In fact, if you push snare and you see how the pattern is different, when I change this, you'll see it change. Now one way to play it live and make it so it actually switches between patterns like on the beat is you can go into the sequence editor and you can play live. So here when you play live, it'll play the pattern that's flashing. And when you select the next one, it'll wait till the next measure before it switches. So that's kind of a way that you can play the different patterns live if you want. We can go into the sequencer later. And then here we have the mixer up on the right hand side where you push that, and here you can set your mute, or you can adjust the volume level and the pan. If you want to adjust the pan of a sound, you tap its volume slider first, and then down here you'll see it change to the name, and now you can move it. So let's show how that works here. We have the snare. Select the snare. Now we could move it all the way to the left or all the way to the right. Then we have underneath more, there's other options like load drum kit, save drum kit. There's built-in drum kits, only about 6 of them. You can also save your own drum kits. There's also load patch, save patch, and these are the main ones that you'll use. The patch is the entire set of patterns you've programmed, any song sequence you've programmed, and all the sounds all together. That's considered a patch. Electrum also has some basic MIDI files that have pre-programmed beats in them. So you can start off with something that's not blank. If we look again, we have other options like export, where we can export a wave or a MIDI. We can also export the pad samples if we've made changes to them, like reverb or added effects, for example, or use the wave editor to clip them. So in here, when you see this form, you can actually click that and change where the sound stops and starts. So you can hear, you can see that. If you just have to reset this real quick. Alright. So that's the basics of getting started. It's a lot easier to press here to get the menu sometimes, especially on newer devices. We can change the background, we can change we can share the exported. When you do this, it'll let you select exported wave that you've created and tell Android to do a share on it. So any application that can do sharing will actually come up, and you can select that to send the wave. The main one I use that for is SoundCloud. And of course, then we have a built-in help, so we can look up any feature that we're trying to work with. So that's the basics of how to get started.